Look at that goofy ass smile. This poor guy has no idea what's coming. Ain't that right, Shikaku? Yes, sir, you old ass we finna win the war. Since I just led us to victory, Tsunade, how about me and you get up out of here after this? I know your back hurt from carrying them big ass. Whoa, guys, my slur senses are tingling. The fuck does that mean now? I don't know, but I don't think Tobirama's gonna like it. Yo, bro, who the fuck is that up there? Are you dead ass right now? Yo, where he get all that toilet paper from? You dumbass, it's not him, the other one. No way. As ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the real Madara. Ooh.
It is pronounced Madara.
And man, does this feel tough. I promise on everybody in Konoha Soul, Kishimoto is the GOAT when it comes to a villain's reveal. The Masked Man, tough. Pain, tough. And now Madara, that man went 3 for 3 with straight bangers.
This motherfucker don't miss.
This is a beyond generational run. And there's still 2 more after this that are both elite. Even though he is low-key an Uchiha merchant, either way, Kishimoto is top 3, I don't care. And he not 3. So as the poor victims try to figure out who the hell is that guy, Madara himself asks, what is going on? And I'm sorry, but this man gotta have one of the greatest voices of all time. I will watch this shit in dub solely for him. I know for a fact, if he offered to read you a bedtime story right now, you would say yes. And I wouldn't even be mad at you. Shit, I might get in there with you too. I know you got space in the bed, ain't like you got a girl. Damn. But then he asked Mu who exactly casted the reanimation jutsu. And that's when Diddy's biggest disciple makes an appearance. As Kabuto takes over Mu's body, making it look like he just busts as he immediately gets to glazing and saying that Madara is even stronger now than he was in his prime. So now he might actually give Hashirama a challenge without being a Kurama merchant. Shout out Naruto. But Madara looks over like, hold on. What you know about that, nephew? Who told you about my prime? Because you know I used to get down. And Kabuto instantly folds, saying nah. I was just trying to gas it up. I know you used to get bent over and spanked 24/7, but now since those Sin jiggers aren't here, there ain't no excuses. As out of nowhere, Sin comes speeding in, making them jump out the way. Because for whatever reason, Guard decided to come from the side instead of, I don't know, behind the man with a Sharingan. And because of that, Madara lands on the ground and he do not look happy. As we all know, he has never been a fan of sneaking. So just like that, it's one man versus an army. The ghost versus the world. And unlike Madara, this man is scared as hell, holding on to that kunai for dear life. Buddy, I hate to break it to you, but you ain't packing enough. And they know it too, because somebody back here saying a whole prayer. Oh my gosh, that's aura. Somebody who they've never seen before, hasn't used a jutsu, cast a summoning, or anything. Just off pure lore and aura, got these people praying to God for their lives. This is unequivocal levels of motion. So he takes another step and the NPCs brace themselves as he starts running, and now is when I would be concerned. At first he just walking, so I'm like, alright, he just trying to aura farm. He don't want no smoke for real. But running towards an army that has multiple Kage in it, and who else is it? The main character. Yeah, this brother has lost his mind. Either he's delusional or Hagoromo himself. And so as he speeds in, the NPCs start going crazy trying to hype themselves up as they all go rushing in ready to jump this slur as they charge in head on and get completely ran through. I'm talking Snow Bunny football team ran through. Got this man back here hitting the Millie Rock just to try to trick Madara into thinking he is not trying to box. He even got people way back here in the air before he even made it over there yet. Y'all are not fooling me. I know y'all jump back just so you ain't have to participate. And so it's just bodies flying everywhere until he comes literally blowing this poor soul's back out, got his whole spine reverberating, knocking him into a strike like he playing some Wii bowling before getting off a kick combo, then hitting a beautiful 360 dodge and sending this with Kawaki's staff straight flying with the right, turn the bro into a lawnmower. Man go pop out the sand just like this. But that's if he get out. You can tell his neck broke in like 3 different places. Look at how he bent. Done turned bro into a Garavarian bobblehead. And now this NPC is terrified. Ain't nothing but fear in his eyes. Even bug eyes behind him know he finna get cooked. As he eats a roundhouse to the jaw, making his head do a 720 spin, even knocking that damn mask off his face. Madara said we are not in quarantine no more. And now he'll never be able to use that left eye again. as now Madara vaults off of him, going flying through the air and booming down in between his next victims. And without hesitation, he gets to work, kicking bro into a whole back layout like he had gymnastics tryouts, and with a perfect form kick too. Bro almost kicked himself in the head. And now look at this team move side behind him, holding his sword like it's a baseball bat, trying to catch him lacking. I would give him props, but this dumbass swings upwards instead of where Madara would land. Buddy, that's a strike, as he now eats an uppercut, got him skywalking. As now Madara hits a Cesaro swing, tossing this man into his teammate. And at this point, the cameraman is in so much awe, he like, nah, y'all gotta peep the footwork. As we see Madara going through with some Hakeem Olajuwon level technique. They don't even teach all this in the academy. This is straight talent right here. As he now feeds this man an uppercut, then turns around in that wrestling position, ready for this wannabe Kakashi, before just grabbing him by the neck and snapping that shit. Got this man doing a cartwheel, leaving 1, 2, 3 NPCs in disbelief. They already know they're next, as the one on the right strikes out, letting Madara get off a 2-kick combo, putting this man's cheek at an acute angle, about knock the dentures out his mouth. Before Madara then ducks, grabbing his arm, then clotheslining this man, going full WWE, before jumping, hitting a 180 back kick before deciding, that's not enough. Turning and smacking him in the face with another kick. And now since he done finished his little warm up, he starts looking around for who is next, before dashing off. And I'm sorry, but the Sharingan is dead ass like a ×3 aura boost, bro. The only time it hasn't worked is because it was that lunatic bum Donzo, and his ass was old and chopped anyway, so it don't really matter. But I promise this clip would not be tough if he had some regular degular ass eyes, bro. I about guarantee 90% of Madara's edits have this exact clip in them. It got crazy PR. But even with all these broken, ran through bodies on the ground, the army goes chasing after him, with Mu up here trying to get off the nastiest third party of all time. And even Kishimoto couldn't let that shit slide. This is disgusting, as it just pops in front of him. And you know it's bad because the then just disappears in the thin air. Oh, they got Unk embarrassed. But since the NPCs are going out sad, Guard tries to start an attack and hopefully give Madara the Rock Lee treatment. But Tamari like, nah, little bro, let the big dogs handle this one, before telling Naruto to go into KCM instead of using them ran through ass shadow clones for the 6th time today. But since he's a Minato and Storm level spammer, he don't got enough chakra for KCM right now. So now she is stressed, knowing she cannot get carried out of this one. As the cameraman then sneaks back in to see this man Madara done picked up somebody's loot and is terrorizing these with a sword. Like, bro, who gave him this? Straight power too, they all get in one shot. And I hate to be that guy, but let's just rewind to this poor man realizing that his life is over. Bro didn't even want to go to war for real, he just wanted to hang with the guys. Now look at him. Madara got that thing caught back with 2 hands too, it is so over. And so now, bro with the mascara and Sharpie beard, it's like, alright, time to switch up the game plan. As he tosses a kunai that Madara catches backwards,
sensational,
Oh,
on some StayingAnti levels of nonchalant, before stripping off the paper bomb, sticking it on this guy's guts, and then yeeting the kunai directly onto Mascara Man's heart, knocking the soul out of him. And with so much time to spare, Madara can even spin and kick the man with the paper bomb into a crowd, where to put it bluntly, them get cooked. All while Madara has moved on to his next punching bags. Done kicked this man so hard, he's squirting out of both nostrils, looking like me when Tsunade on screen. Before Madara goes just tearing through the smoke, packing up everyone in his vicinity, until deciding, this junk not crunchy enough. Grabbing this man's arm and wringing it. You can see the wrist break first, before he moved down and destroyed that elbow too. Finna have the whole arm falling off the bone. But to make it worse, bro boo-boo himself. Literally got the shit beat out of him. There ain't nothing else this could be. Ain't no sand in this area this color. This really just doo-dooed on the battlefield mid-fight. But you might be the fakest demon I ever seen. But Madara then notices something actually relevant as he jumps into the air, dodging the Diddy Cave technique and hitting that Uchiha special split kick. Kicking these bums showing off peak flexibility. Literally got his legs in a straight line. Hashirama must have been stretching him out crazy as they both go twirling. And he falls, force-feeding Diddy with a kunai and leaving him in his homemade grave, never to be seen again. Whereas Madara on the other hand, goes flying through the air over the army before booming down and going morphing into a damn helicopter, going tearing through the crowd with a sword before stopping to catch his breath as we see the sky filled with NPCs like it's just raining down ass, before Madara just presses forward before he actually meets some comp who for the first time actually blocked an attack, and ain't no sweat on his face either too. This man is locked. So hold on now, maybe shit finna get serious. So they reset before going back in and apparently turning into Legos, before Madara flips up smacking him, then pinning him to the ground looking like he finna beat the dog out of him, until multiple kunai fly in that he blocks with that body before just tossing him to the side like how Hiruzen did Naruto, before we finally see that Sharingan use a genjutsu, leaving Unk frozen in his tracks. Blood hasn't moved in 40 minutes. But while we here, are those braids? Not scared of Madara and a supporter of the culture? Hey, this is my dog right here, man. I will be at the funeral because yeah, he's cooked. Before Madara puts this grown man on his shoulders doing a John Cena impression mid World War IV, and hold on, do not think I didn't see that log, where after he murked bro with the braids, he tosses the kunai back like a boomerang, leaving it here just spinning until it perfectly comes back, sleeping this man right on cue. And I'm sorry, but it ain't even no technique for this. This is just glaze, Kishimoto. I'm sorry. Let's just be honest.
I'm a cereal glizzy eater. You know what I'm saying? No.
But now this zombie looking dude pulls up with a whole Super Saiyan sword that makes Madara decide to show off the defense, before getting off 5 back to back dodges, before getting bored, knocking that junk out his hands, then putting man's in an Undertaker chokehold while staring into his soul. I know bro from earlier is not the only one who shit himself, but since this guy had the gall, the audacity to come at Madara Uchiha 1v1, he poses the question,
You want to dance with me as well?
just to once again aura farm, because he very clearly just had you dancing 15 seconds ago. But nevertheless, it don't matter, because from the side we see him get boomed and sent soaring across the desert, almost sending him back to the cave he was diddling kids in. And who did this, you might ask? Had to be Naruto, right? You know, the strongest one here. Wind style user. It makes sense, right? I mean, this is Madara Uchiha we talking about. Ain't no random finna push him back. Which is why it's a good thing my dog Tamari is not a random. Yeah, she might have lost to Shikamaru, but that don't matter. We growing up now. It don't matter if your name is Madara, Fraudera, Fodera, you can catch this work. So now Madara starts to stand up before gently wiping the dust off his 1700s ass fit, before deciding it's time to go right back on offense, casting a jutsu and blasting a Majestic destroyer flame. And with the name that tough and that menacing, you know this is not finna be no regular fireball, because this junk is enormous as it goes roaring towards the army. And of course, after seeing Madara whip out something that big, this NPC is shook. But the rest of the squad doesn't even hesitate, going up and countering with a comboed water wall that got everybody feeling it. Regular people cannot handle all that. But eventually, we see it produce hella steam that goes flooding the battlefield, leaving everything foggy, meaning they have no idea what's coming. Because in typical Uchiha fashion, Madara was not wasting a chance to sneak, as he comes popping up, but with his own army of fireballs beside him, finna make his own meteor shower. Ironic, as they all come roaring down, and once again, these NPCs cannot handle all that. Just look at his face. I told you that kunai cannot save y'all, man. So of course, he gets cooked, as well as dozens of other people in the area. And instead of just watching everybody get cooked, you know what Madara is doing right now? What Uchihas do best. Reverse jumping the life out of these n***s. Got this man on his knees peacefully. He's already accepted death. And since bro randomly decided to become a swordsman, he keeps slicing through everyone he sees. That is until he tries to Gojo one, but gets straight sin. So he's like, that's weird. But moves on to weave, hold this, then get straight sand again. And now he knows this is not just a coincidence. Jumping up, avoiding Sand chasing him, because who else than the demon guard himself has finally joined the battle, telling OG he ain't going no further, sending him back handspringing all the way up out the screen, ducking the sand. And even then, he is not getting a chance to recover, because he is getting pressed in the air, yet still not getting touched, before landing and getting completely covered in a shadow, as we hear the iconic sound of the GOAT holding a massive Rasengan ready to eviscerate this thug. And to take absolutely zero chances, Inoki sends this nigga up towards Naruto, leaving him in between just to accept his fate before it booms into him, and with so much pressure it sends these randoms flying. Got his own teammates fighting for their lives. I swear they don't ever turn off friendly fire in this show. But then Naruto looks surprised as we go in to see Madara and a Susanoo looking pissed. It is not gonna be that easy before he sends that shit into the stratosphere as the Susanoo looks around and starts roaring, letting everybody here know that they are cooked. These are the same people who was getting cooked by a clan. They do not have the facilities for this. But luckily, Guard catches Naruto as we see Madara is locked before going to his inventory and equipping 2 swords that for some reason got this nigga gripping his sword. Like, yo, what level of CTE is this? If you don't go sit your ass in that cuck chair and watch what a real sword do. As we go check on Gaara and Naruto with him loading in that Sage mode, because obviously that's all he needs to be on Madara's level, and all while the NPCs just doing anything to be relevant, not realizing they're all just a monkey from Call of Duty, a distraction. As group by group we see the Susanoo one-tapping whole squads before the cameraman zoom out and bro is just playing whack-a-mole with human bodies, bullying these ninjas, and all while Madara in here chilling, not doing nothing but enjoying the show. Got people back here frozen in awe. They must have forgot this is a war. Before we see Sango shooting up and wrapping around the Susanoo, making Madara hit the speed. He trying so hard not to laugh right now because the Susanoo just breaks out, spawning again 2 more arms and swords before turning into that Storm 4 fight and spamming these waves. They got so many bodies in the air, you would think Raw Wave was jump roping somewhere. But luckily, they don't gotta stress no more because the main character is ready with the Rasen Shuriken loaded up as Inoki even lightens Gaara's sin so his back don't be getting broke like his. Freaky ass old man. Even making Gaara say that with sin this light, there's no limit to what he could do. The power scalers go love that one. But now we see the NPCs done got some common sense, as they all go running away from the Susanoo knowing they can't handle all that. Meaning now Gaara gets his sin ready and Naruto goes charging in, never ever ducking a fade. As the sin goes engulfing the Susanoo, leaving him in here completely and utterly unfazed. He went from going against Hashirama's huge monster wood to just a little bit of dirt. This like going from Cardi B to Taylor Swift. Where the rest of it at? So him trying to be nonchalant leads to his ass getting snatched up out of there and sent flying through the air. Until he looks to see Naruto pissed and launching the Rasen Shuriken, putting him face to face with death. He knows this shit is over. Bro finally ran into some comp and immediately got folded. Is this your king?
Hell no! Trash ass nigga.
They said we go in and see his eyes start to transform. Because of course, of all people, he has a Rinnegan. I repeat, this thug has a Rinnegan. Even saying the attack had too much energy. So now Tamari shook, Unk beside her shook, and Naruto is beyond shook. I just know seeing that eye gave him PTSD. He lucky he not over here. But now we see him go jumping back up here to beside Mu, where he gives us a lore drop on how he got this forsaken eye. And since Kabuto's a meat-rotting bum, he starts glazing himself and Orochimaru for truly making Madara stronger than he was in his prime. And having that Uchiha pride, Madara couldn't let that slide, telling him,
Do not misunderstand it. This is not power of your creation.
Doing a hand sign, loading back up the Susanoo, who also does hand signs with both set of arms, leading to suddenly the screen starting to get dark as the NPCs look up and just lose all will to fight, because above them is something they cannot believe, as even the main character fails to comprehend what he's looking at, making Gaara ask the question,
Is this the power of a god?
As the camera pans out, leading us to see an entire meteor falling directly above them. Yeah, this man got it, bro. He was already crazy when bro just upgraded his Mangekyo to a Rinnegan like it was a DLC, but now he's bringing down astral projectiles? Yeah, just give him the 9 tails now, bro, it's over. But there is one thing I can positively take away from this. If Kabuto wasn't over there blowing bubbles on it, then Madara might have never needed to do this. Meaning, he probably just did this shit to flex. I don't even think it was necessary. So even though Tsunade wasn't here to see it, this is for sure a successful flex. So even though everybody else has lost all hope, Inoki goes full Nick at 30, saying they should never just give up. But like, bro, do you see this? What you want him to do? Throw a kunai? Make a mud wall? That shit don't ever work. But he still goes flying up and Guard tells everyone to get they trash asses out the way. But since Naruto the main character, of course he not Oh. So now we go to check on Inoki, who makes contact with the meteor and makes zero impact whatsoever. That junk is still falling. It's finna be dust and old man guts everywhere. I'm sick. But then he lightens it, and as a surprise to everyone, that junk is still falling down, even with him giving it his all. And there's no way nice and sweet Guard could watch an old man struggle, as he starts raising his hands and sends up sand to go and catch the meteor, doing something he never got to do with his dad. And along with Inoki sacrificing his scalp and triggering his arthritis, we suddenly see the meteor stopped in his tracks. That's what I'm talking about, man. I 1,000,000% never doubted them whatsoever. I knew they would stop this fraudulent bump. And since he obviously just played the strongest card he had, that means he's done for now. Naruto knows it and the fence sitter himself knows it. They finna have him clapping like it's the end of a play. And just look at Madara. That man is pissed that his plan failed, knowing ain't nothing he can do about it either. Boom. That is until he poses the question, what are you gonna do about the second one, Inoki? As another meteor comes busting out the clouds and the old man looks up petrified. And he can't even see it, he just knows he's cooked. Got this old man looking like he finna cry. You should be ashamed of yourself. As the meteor connects, sending generational CTE into Unk's cranium. Finna have him reading like Floyd Mayweather. As it goes crushing the first meteor and even making headquarters start to shake. And ain't no way I can let this slide. My goat is in there and she ain't got nothing to do with this. So now you got problems with me and and that's all she needed for her to get locked and say that that's it. It's time for her to make an appearance and damn she tough. Just look at the fire in her eyes, man. I can't believe that's all me. But we go back to the desert, and if I didn't know any better, I would think it was a graveyard. So many bodies laying around, you think Bonnie Blue just finished making a vid. But we see Guard was able to shield himself with his sand, even though he still looks cooked. And Naruto comes bouncing out of a ball, recreating his conception, after once again getting saved by Dodai, making everybody watching express the thought, this nigga saved a shadow clone instead of the literal human beings? Now I'm not saying he made the wrong choice, but morally, this is crazy. He low-key fit right in with the Uchiha. And also, Inoki's alive too, he's just extra cooked. While Madara and Mu come regenerating back, ready to spawn camp these ninjas and send them down to Danzo. Except nah, this greedy ass decided all this isn't good enough. He needs more. Smacking the ground, casting a summoning, putting Naruto in pure pain. That literally got him talking to his demons. But talking is not gonna save you this time. Because turns out, Madara is trying to summon Kurama for no other reason but to just assert dominance. Bro doing all this just to flex for Kabuto and beat some teenagers with an elderly old man brother. Have some shame. Hashirama would not want to see this. But speaking of, Madara cast a jutsu starting up his own deep forced emergence and sends it towards him. And with Inoki still cooked and Tamari hitting the Vegeta, Naruto knows that this just might be too much for them to handle.